Welcome back to another Buy or Invest. This time around we have, is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? It is not, by the way. And, or it is known as DanMachi. And you can see the Machi part kicks in here. The Dan, I don't know where it comes from, but it's somewhere in there, right? You can tell me where this kicks in at. This deals with season 1 of the show. I didn't see cards that reflected season 2, so I'm gonna go with season 1. And again, what this video is my thought process on whether I just want to buy product for my own collection, sealed, to open, to look at, to play with, whatever the case. The vest part kicks in as in, do I want to buy extra products sealed and just leave it there and one day hope it goes up in price and sell it? Like, what's the possibility of that happening? My disclaimer on that again is I don't actually want to sell any of this stuff. This stuff is mine. I want to take it with me to the very end and possibly pass it on to somebody that actually likes anime, but we'll see what happens there. So I really don't want to sell any of this. That's what I want to say. I really do these videos for you because obviously I'm already thinking all this stuff. I just click the button and buy. But there's always people that ask me, is this a good set? And this is that video. Okay, so we got first is Booster Box. There's going to be 2 products. Booster Box Child Deck comes out on July 15th. This is a standard set. What I mean by that is when you take a look at that top line, it says total 100 type of cards, 35 parallels, which is pretty standard. That's what you're going to see across the board when you look at a set that I say standard. There's 35. When you look at something like Quince that has 100 parallels or something like that, I thought it was, that's not your standard type set. If you look at Hololive with like 1 billion parallels, yeah, that's not a standard set. This one is just normal. You have 7 special rares, 8 triple rares, and 20 super rares. Your 7 special rares are signed and they have the below characters. So myself included, I definitely want to have a Ryuu. And here are the pictures of the SPs. So again, this is in Japanese. This isn't actually had the whole card previews on the English Weiss Schwarz side, so I have to actually use the Japanese version of the cards. And there's Ryuu off to the right. I love her, so I hopefully look to get her. I mean, everybody loves Hestia and Ice. It's reflected in the prices, and I know it's not everybody, but a good number. It just dawned on me, and this literally hit me. I know this is a shadow. I get it, but it almost looks like there is a hand on her butt. It looks like there's a shadowy ghost figure. I know it's her hand, but still, I feel like they could have used a different angle of light to make that not happen that way. But I just saw that now. There's a hand on her butt. Anyways, moving on. So we got the rest of the characters here. Belle definitely looking great. I mean, I like this card a lot, this Belle card. When you just look at the artwork, it's nice to see them all stand there and stuff, but you got this action shot of a dude coming down with you with a knife. So pretty awesome looking a little bit of blood on there. And we have your trial decks. I will say just up front, when I was doing this video, making this video, coming up with all these different pictures and information and all that, I really love the actual artwork of the scenes that they picked out. So one of the ones you're gonna see that reflected. It really brought me back to, man, I love this anime when it first came out, and it's been so long. It feels like it's been forever. I mean, they're coming up on season 4 this summer, so it was definitely a ride and a bit of time in between. So having these cards is actually really nice. I'm excited for it. If you can't tell, I'm really excited to actually buy this. So anyways, back to this trial deck. 20 type of cards, 8 parallels. You know, again, normal kind of trial deck. It's not like Hololive where you get triple rares and everything. It's not gonna be like that. We have 20 type of cards, 8 parallels, 2 special rares, which is Hestia and Ice. 4 triple rares, 2 super rares. So again, pretty standard. Here is your Hestia and your Ice. Nice cards again. I like the Hestia signature. You know, we got a face in there, and she got the ribbons going down, or whatever you call them. I'm pretty sure ribbons, right? I'm going with ribbons. But overall, really, really nice. I mean, I have no, like, looking back at all of these SPs, there's nothing in here that I would have really wanted to change. I mean, You could say maybe it's plain or something. I don't know. But to me, I really like them. All right, and next thing we have is the tournament PR pack. So keep in mind, Bushy Road, Weiss Schwarz is trying to help out tournament stores. Again, there will be a pack for DanMachi, and how you get them, very, very important, is with any purchase of one display of the following product. So for me, when you say one display of a trial deck, that is your 6 box, which I don't have handy. It's all back there. There's a bunch of six box of trial decks. So that's what it sounds like to me. One display or one booster box. If this means one trial, I can't imagine that means one trial deck. So I think you have to buy 6 trial decks to actually get a PR pack or a booster box. So there you go. Make sure if your store has them that you get it, and at least let them know how it's supposed to be given out. Some stores obviously will not have these packs because they are not tournament stores. This is, again, to help out tournament stores sell product. For them to go, hey, if you want this PR pack, you need to buy it through me. You can go buy it through that online seller that might give product for a little bit less, but they don't have these PR packs. I got these PR packs, so buy from me. Again, you can see there are 4 type of cards right there. So pretty nice. Again, just remember that as you go into purchasing this stuff, whether you want to buy from a tournament store or not. And I mean, there's a really nice Hestia card right there. Hey, just wanted to show awesome cards, right? And again, this is what I meant by it. When I started seeing these cards, I'm like, man, I really want this set, because outside of playability, collectability, price, and all that stuff, I just looked at the cards and I'm like, man, this is nice. I really can't wait till I get old and then open all these binders full of cards and just look back and then be like, I want to watch this anime, and maybe I should have bought a DVD or Blu-ray or whatever we have, a holographic projection of this anime. Can you imagine, though, if we ever get there, like 30 years from now, that it's a holographic projection of a show in front of you? That'd be interesting if that actually happens. I don't know what the TV looks like when we get there in the future, but yeah, I mean, look at Seer over there. I mean, that's just, there are some really, really cool cards, and then you got Hestia and Belle together. It's just heartwarming, very heartwarming, as they struggled through life. And then you have some action shots. So I wanted to put some action shots here, and you're gonna use some of these cards. Maybe not Ryuu, which is sad because I like Ryuu. Like I said, I mean, she's got some good moments in the show. And then you have this up here with Ice and Belle. So, and you got some like blood shooting off there. I mean, it's just cool. Oh, well, it's too late for that. I was gonna do a little disclaimer. This is this set. I would say is about. There's a lot of pictures with, not a lot. There's a decent number of cards with girls. I mean, you're gonna see Hestia, and you could see it in the bottom left corner. So I did that warning during Sneaker Bunko. I don't think this is as horrible as intense as Sneaker Bunko is. But we have here, you know, Hestia. She's losing a little bit of her dress and tying up her hair and all that stuff. But fun moments again. She like Belle. She don't make any. She doesn't. What is the word? She definitely doesn't do it covertly. So there you go. That's the word. She makes him known that she likes the dude, and she tries her best for him. Which if you haven't watched the show, she definitely does try to help him out as much as she can, even though they're beyond poor. And here is a triple rare. As you could see here, the ladies in the bath or spa. I forget what's happening. I need to go back to the show and watch this again. It's not very long, so I'm gonna do it. But there is a pants pun in here somewhere. Oh, I say that because, you know, if you know, triggers, all that. Yeah, explaining a joke, right, kind of kills it. But yeah, this is one of those cards where you can imagine would be bought on the English side, collected for reasons other than playability, which, you know, playability. Okay. Here are more cards. As you can see, we got Ice missing some armor, and we got other girls with not as much clothing on. So, as I said before, there's your PR down there in the corner. But overall, there's going to be reasons why people collect this set, and it doesn't have to do with like the actual playability. So there you are. Just watch out for these. If you're not interested in the set, I would just say keep a note of some of these cards. This will not mirror. Just so you know, this will not mirror JP at all. I mean, because again, what I notice on the JP side is maybe it's because culture-wise there's just stuff everywhere. But over here, it seems like if you have cards that look a certain way, like this one, it's going to cost more. I don't know why. It's something to do with culture-wise. It has to be. Because you'll find some of those cards just not be as expensive on the JP side, but really expensive or missing on the English side. Okay, so anime following. This is the next thing I take a look at, and it's more just to see like how popular the show is, like because as we know with Weiss Schwarz, what they tend to do is pick the more popular shows, right, so that you can bring more people in, people that don't know about Weiss Schwarz. People that love a certain anime or show. Again, we think about Ruby, you think about Seven Deadly Sins, you even think about Hololive, which is not a show or an anime, but just a bunch of people as VTubers. So that's what we look to do, and in here you could see the popularity. 71. It's a lot of people. 1.3 million. Spring 2015. Is that really when it came out? Holy crap. I knew it was a while ago. Again, when I make these things, I don't really look too closely. I kind of just talk when I bring this stuff up and just look at it. It's like I look at it for the first time. So score 7.56, which is okay. It's not everybody's type of anime, especially like the relationship with Hestia and Belle, and then you have Eyes and Ryuu and Seer and all that. So not everybody likes this type of show, but overall you can see there is some popularity of it, and even then, like I said, there's a season 4 coming out. Season 3 wasn't the greatest for me, but season 4, let's hope for better things ahead. This is the part where I talk about meta, playability, and all that good stuff. I'm not going to talk about it. I mean, if you want to go out there, you can go out to Encore Decks. You're going to be probably looking at the door pants. It's a event heavy set. The reason I'm not going to talk about it is because of this. Like what I want you to do is I'm laughing because that picture really got me. There is a deep dive, DanMachi deep dive. This is off of PGH Weiss Schwarz on your YouTube. And what you want to do is check out this video. This is by Andy from Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz. And you can see there's the thumbnail, so go ahead and click it. That's the picture you're going to see when you click into it. I put the picture up there because it has a description. It says, a serious and real talk look at DanMachi in the competitive environment. So I could go on here, show you all these different decks and all that, but I don't really need to, because you have Andy here, who is definitely a wonderful person, and also, like a very helpful person, a player, and all of that good stuff. And you should just watch his video. It's great. Look, it's 1 hour and 13 minutes. That does it justice to the set and talking about like the playability and all that. Better than what I can do. So I would just say check that out. Just keep in mind, and he refers to this, it's that this set versus a Kaguya or Data Live unrestricted kind of set. And right now we have a restricted Data Live and Kaguya set. We also have Mushoku Tensei running around everywhere. You're going to be seeing Quince eventually in the summer. I mean, there's Quince now, but you have Bang Dream, and then you also have Hololive. So it probably needs a little bit of update since then, and maybe there was, maybe I missed it, but again, do check out that video. It's still applicable, I would say, to it. He definitely goes over a lot of it. I definitely there's other people that talk about this set. Again, there is, in general, there's people that talk about sets. So you got Burn One, and then you also have Strictly Broken. I know they do more Twitch now, so check out Pittsburgh, check out and Tress's Collectible. So check out Pittsburgh, Tress's Collectibles, Burn One, Strictly Broken, and there's a ton of other people that do reviews. Just check them out. Can't say enough that there is plenty of people out there that have really, really great thoughts on this one. On this one, I would say I would check out Pittsburgh and Andy. Andy's great. Love that dude. What we go on to next, Booster SPs. So this is where I take a look at the prices in Japanese. How's it doing? How's it doing? So again, 7 SPs. I'm just showing you this one. As you can see, pretty low. Pretty low. I know we always say use your 2-time multiplier, but that, again, I always say that's too general. That doesn't really make sense. When it's low like this, like you could see Lily off here, 29.80. Really, would you really multiply that 2 and end up with $60 unconverted? So converted, that's I don't know, it's 48 bucks. 40. Do you see Lily being $48? I don't. So that 2 times math doesn't work. Again, if you have a huge card, say like $1,000, as in Hollow Live, does that translate to 2? Not really. I mean, some do, some don't though. Like you could go out there on TCG Player and see. So it's not always a 2 times multiplier. That's like kind of a general rule. I break it out by how low it is, and then you can start multiplying crap. But what we have here price-wise is pretty low. When you take a look at the first 4, right? You got Ice here, 99.80. You got Ryuu here, 49.80. And Seer, so you can see the prices, not so great. When we get to the next 3, the last 3, Bell, he's a dude. Even though it's an action, I love that card. I mean, definitely one of those ones I wouldn't mind having. I know we always talk about girls and collecting signatures, and guys are always bad. I like this card a lot. I mean, we'll see what happens with Tokyo Revengers and Attack on Titan, but I think this is one of those cards I think deserves a little bit more respect in that way. So you can see cards not expensive. Hestia, humongous, 348. But at the same time, again, this is unconverted yen, not to dollars. But at the same time, if you look at the amount that's left, there's 10. So even though that's the high price, there's still a good number of it out there. And you may start seeing that across the board. That's my issue, right? Lily over here, Seer over here, both sold out. You have Ice, 99.83 left. You have Ryuu over here, 49.85 left. So even though you see these numbers, just make sure again to think about like the actual amount that's left. I mean, look at Bell. That 0 doesn't mean 0. That's not a 0. That's like a circle. That's a circle. That means they have a lot. They have over 10. So this being as available as is should trigger some kind of thought in your mind of like, how come there's so many left over? Okay. Trial deck SPs. So you got 2 again. We got Ice and Hestia. Ice is your big one, 29,800. 2 left though. Keep that in mind. Hestia, 128. I'm gonna go 128, and you can see completely sold out. So again, what's been happening with trial decks is people have been buying trial deck cases and hoping to open it all and resell the SPs, having an SP that's worth more than the entire case. Can you do it this time around? Even if you multiply by 2, right? You're gonna be cutting it close on that one. On if you can pick it up at $700, $800, $900. So again, look at these prices. Look at the availability. Ice is still there. Left 2. Hestia gone. All right. Boosters. What we got with the triple rares. I wanted to show this just to point out. Definitely there is a high quantity of them on this slide anyways. And that Ryuu that I showed before, 500 yen, left 8 in 200, 500, 200. There's more, obviously, and this one is the more expensive slide. What we have is Bell, Door, and then we got Pants, Hestia twice. And you can see there's going to be some expensive ones and not so, no, they're all expensive. 29.80 on Bell, Hestia, 34.80. Hestia in the bath, missing pants, 17.80. Which, by the way, she doesn't ever wear pants. She just has that dress, so I guess that pants joke doesn't really apply to her because she doesn't ever wear pants. And it would be weird to see someone in jeans in a bath. But it does happen. I've seen that before. I can't imagine that feels nice, but that's happened before. So You can see the water bath one over there, 1780 sold out. I imagine this is going to be decently expensive on the English side. And I say expensive as in, like, look at, what's its face? Eris in a swimsuit. I know that card's usable, right? But what was it? Like in $70? You have sneaker bunko cards that go for a lot. I mean, I can't imagine that this Hestia card doesn't match up in there somewhere. Okay, trial deck triple rares. Overall, you will find some that are expensive. It would be Hestia again, but really, look, left 7, you have Ice in second place and left 10. So there is plenty of supply here, and depending on what you're doing with this product, it may be a little heartbreaking for you, okay? It's just heartbreaking. SRs, so we got SRs here. Hestia and Ice. I don't know, I don't really remember what this is. It says water side encounter eyes, so maybe this is, I don't remember. Them swimming, you can't swim in that, can you? There's no way. There's no way that's staying on. The show didn't have any moments where it accidentally fell off. So, but anyways, what we have is 500 yen on that, left 2. So this is your super rares. What other one is big? Oh, Hestia. 2980 left 4, and then you also have Bell down here 1280. So there are some decently expensive SRs, but at the same time, look at the breadth of them. Look at the wide ocean that we have here, and there's not that many that are really expensive. So just to point out again, the amount that you see here that's left, and the amount that's under 500 yen. It should ring some kind of warning bell to you, okay? I mean, some are sold out. You got this little Ricky Bell sold out, God's Judgment, Hestia, that's sold out. But the other ones, they're still there. Not that many, but they're still there. And more SRs. So we got it says Lori Hestia, but it's supposed to be Lowly Hestia. And I know Andy said something in there. It's going to be funny if we actually do get the card name Lowly Hestia. So we'll see what pops up. I wonder, do you think they're going to use that as like a card reveal? One of the card reveals. Like, are they going to show any? I need to go back to look at all those card reveals of the day. Can you imagine if they put this bath one on there? I doubt they'll do that, but we'll see. I mean, maybe they'll change with the times. But at the same time, that's probably going to throw off some red flags on some people, like as in any adults that are looking at this. And do adults really look at the cards? I know, and I get it. They do. Like when it comes to LGS, you don't want your kid playing with against Sneaker Bunko because of all those cards in there. But do you think parents go ahead before buying it for their kid, like go on and look through the cards or even know where to go look on them? I don't know, but more than likely you're not going to see that card in a card reveal, but it'd be interesting. Trial deck, these aren't SPs, they're SRs. I mislabeled it, I'm sorry. Yeah, trial deck SRs, not big, 150, 100. Obviously you get them in all the trial decks, and with the amount of trial decks it appeared to look like was opened on the Japanese side, it makes sense that this is 150 and 100, and there's more than 10 available. Okay, this would be your double rares. On the screen is your double rares. I didn't break them out because really there's not much to see here. You can see a lot of these double rares are under 200 or 300 yen. Let's go with 300. That's a good one. You have 3 above that. You have Hestia 1780, Bell 680, and another Hestia at 1280. So again, it seemed like a decent number of this was open, and you don't have to own them all. Is what's happening here. So especially that Bell, Heroic Desire Bell, which should seem familiar because that was your SP, I do believe. That could explain why there is not like this huge price tag associated with that actual card. Where that first Adventure Bell, that was a SR, right? It almost makes you wonder, like, maybe you should have, I get it, never mind. I mean, that picture, that first Adventure Bell, probably not a good candidate for a SP. Like really, maybe what should have happened is you should have switched the abilities, right? Like you should have gave that Bell, the Heroic Desire one, the abilities of the first adventure. Swap the abilities, and I get it. Then you'd have to change the name and all that. Maybe find a different card, but still, like I really wish highly playable cards every time were the ones that, let's say, show up on the SPs. Give them the good art, give them the good abilities, give them everything. Like I think your SPs should be just like straight up amazing. Just because of like the rarity and all that. I mean, I get it. Maybe it's just for the piece of art and the signature, but still. I would love to see that happen one day, like SECs. I don't want to go back and talk about SECs, but yeah, there we are. What we have is PRs now. Your big one would be that Hestia right there, 1980. There is a, I believe, and I didn't look it up, a shop promo card, which would be PO1 right here, the gods who came down. Yeah, that I can imagine people will be buying, but it's a PR card. Again, I think it's a shop one, but we'll see where this thing actually comes out to. It's going to be neat. It's going to be neat just because of the artwork on it, how this one goes with shops selling this or people just individually selling this. So let's finish it up. That's basically it. This one's pretty straightforward for me. Anime is pretty solid. Again, you saw that it's coming. It's done really well. 1.3 million people. I think people like it enough that they're getting a season 4. Manga has done really well. It has spin-offs. Right here is Ryuu. This is not DanMachi. This is a spin-off, and this would be her version. And so this is Ryuu. I love Ryuu again, so I had to throw in here. Meta Strength. When you watch that video from Andy, I know again that a restriction list did happen. This thing really for me is anti-meta. In my brain, I associate it with like uses as in Beaufry. Not the same, but like when I think anti-meta, like are you using it all the time to play with? Especially with the field that we have. Go out there and look at Weiss Tea Time on their Springfest actual results. So I mean this will hurt standby, but at the same time, not everybody plays standby. And this set definitely has its drawbacks when you think about the event one, the event deck. So I am putting it at 3.5 for me. You can argue 4 because of the anti-meta-ness of this set, but that's where I'm putting it. Okay. What we have then is anti-meta and girls. If you haven't figured out the theme of like this actual, for me, price-wise, it's gonna be in the girls. You have double rares that are going to be expensive, but with the way English is and people opening this stuff up, double rares should be available. It should be all that crazy, and you saw what happened on the JP side. But you have cards that I would imagine are going to be very expensive just because of the artwork that is on it. And the set overall is just okay. And I hope you understand what I'll explain what that means. Overall, it's okay because when you compare it to, I know I do barbecue judging. They'd say never compare one piece of meat to the next. So like when I get a food meat dropped in front of me, I get 6 of them at one time. And I judge one, eat it, go on to the next one. And you don't compare. You don't go, number 2 tastes better than number 1 or something like that. No, you have this in front of you, you judge it the way it is. On this one, I'm not doing that. I'm comparing, right? Like you had Hollow Live that came out. You have Quids coming out. You have even reprints of other things that are coming out. You have Attack on Titan. And you have Bunny Girl Senpai. When you looked at everything I showed you, this thing is anti-meta. It got girls with nice artwork, but then you factor in like, say, prices and the availability of it, like these SPs. So again, like Ryuu 5, Ice 3, and you have the big one being Hestia. If you don't get Hestia, and I mean, you can add these multipliers and do whatever you want with it, but if you don't get Hestia, it's going to be a not so fun day. If you don't have the trial deck, again, I say it's a little bit iffy. Triple rares, if you don't get like the Hestia, the 2 Hestias and the Bell, you can see across the board, and you need someone to actually buy it too, which is what you're seeing with Hollow Live. Not everything is being bought. So overall, set's okay. I think it's one of those ones for me. I'm going to get some for me as in personal collection. Investment wise, maybe I buy a little bit. It's not going to be heavy. Right? It's not going to be something I go all the way in when there's Quints coming out. That should be super strong, and I love Quints and all this other stuff. So that's where I think my mind goes to. It's better than Rent a Girlfriend, but it's not better than some of these other stuff. So it's right there in the middle. It's overall okay. And do what you will with that. I mean, it's being bought, but at the same time still available. And lastly, if you didn't think I could do this, I did it. So Bushiroad English Conference 2022 happened. And in that conference, I laugh because I always see how I can wedge this sucker in. We have the 7 Deadly Sins Revival of the Commandments. They threw a hit in there. Mark your calendars for a revival. We got 7 Deadly Sins. We had marker calendars for A Beautiful Dream. Rascal does not dream of a dreaming girl. Last thing we have here is, which I don't believe is a clue, but since this is a running joke for me, I'm going to keep on going. Bushiroad English Conference, Spring 2022, comes into a bloom. There is one title yet to be released. So it's supposed to be announced mid-May. Today is May 19th, which is mid-May. So I expect anytime soon we will be finding out what this title is, and it might not have anything to do with the word bloom in it. But I have been using the word bloom, and bam! So no, it's not here. Asuka's happening. So as you can see here, Asuka is a new TCG. It's coming out. There's no date yet, I believe, for this one. The one for Laid Back Camp is coming out in July, and you also have Dragon Maid, Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. You have Spy Family. And what's the other one? Oh, Kaguya. Kaguya is a huge one. They got Kaguya Season 3 as well. And as you can see here, this is Asuka, and you have DanMachi Season 4. So Season 4 actually hasn't aired yet. This was off of my anime list. Episodes unknown, status not aired yet. July 2022. So it's going to be coming out this summer. So they picked this sucker off. So there's no bloom happening here for Season 4. But I wondered if you thought you saw this one coming. So this is Season 2 of DanMachi. And I don't know who owns Season 2 of DanMachi, but I wonder if Asuka's whole thing is like getting like the actual current season. That seems to me to be like what's happening, like grabbing the most current season, as in this one, because you got Spy Family, you have Kaguya. So we have here, even though they have Season 4, I don't know if somebody already owns the rights to Season 2 or Season 3. I didn't look. But there's a possibility that, hey, you could do a Season 2 and it fits with the word bloom, because that lady off to the right with the ears, the fox lady, I think she was a fox, right? Her name is Haruhime. And if you look at the meaning, because I am no expert in Japanese, it means spring and princess. So if I remember correctly, we always think about flowers blooming in spring. Yeah, that was a stretch. I didn't know if I could do it, but I managed to pull this one off. So I don't know. It'd be neat to see. I didn't see Haruhime in any of the cards, which that's why I said again earlier that Season 1 is more than likely what this is based off of, because I would imagine she would have been an SP card. And with that, if you have any questions, as always, feel free to email me, comment, all that. It takes me a day or two to get back. I've been really busy with work. Just so you know, it's like it's been a weird time for me. I've been working a heck of a lot, as in I don't get a lot of sleep again. But at the same time, my wife's away for work training for 2 weeks. This is like week 1, and it's weird just being by myself, man. I haven't been by myself for a while. It's just kind of weird and interesting. But I imagine I should be doing more videos as well with my time. But just because of work, just taking away from that. So again, if you email me or comment or anything like that, I try to get back to you by a day. It might be 2 days. So apologize for that. But just keep them coming. If you had a question, feel free. And I know other people will rate in the comments as well if I don't get to you. But I will try my best to get back to you. All right. So as always, have fun, be happy, and don't spend anything outside of your budget. Have a good one.